I would say that this man is not to be trifled with. Saylor will come on Squawk. He'll come on everywhere. He'll come on every show. It wouldn't shock me. He pops up at the White House for all I know. He will do whatever's necessary. He is the Malcolm X of Bitcoin, okay? Malcolm X, yes, right? Yes. By any means necessary, he will defeat the shorts. Defeat the shorts.
We will see.
That's what his job is. I mean, when he gets up in the morning, he puts on whatever kind of men's warehouse thing he's got going. He comes in, he goes, I'm getting him today.
Yes.
I'm getting him today. And I got to tell you, he's good at that.
If you hold XRP, strategy, or Bitcoin, you don't want to miss this video. This is one time the inverse Kramer effect has been defeated. Michael Saylor has come out on top, fighting for his company as he always does. And even bigger than that, $11 trillion Vanguard announced last night that their clients will be able to buy crypto ETFs starting today, and the inflows have been massive. We saw a whopping $1 trillion in inflows on Bitcoin ETFs with Vanguard in just the first 30 minutes. To say this is wild is an understatement, and other ETFs looking to follow. The volume on XRP ETFs pushing past $50 million today, looking to reverse the downtrend. But where is the rest of that liquidity and money going to come from? President Trump's $2,000 tariff dividend is expected to go out next year on top of record tax refunds. If you don't know what this means and what it did for crypto in 2020, 2021, stick around. A little bit later on in the video, we're going to look at that as well as the charts, the price actions. Where could XRP go? Where could Bitcoin go before Christmas? Leave your comments down below before we get into the breaking and epic news. And while you're down there, give me a 777. If you're feeling bullish and you're feeling blessed, and you're ready to live your best life, smash that like button, hit subscribe to affirm it, and let's run into the video.
And do you think that can happen before the end of the year?
Well, we'll see. We're working with Congress, and we're providing what we call technical assistance to them regarding legislation to make sure that they're staying on what makes sense and that meshes with other laws and whatnot. And we'll see. I can't prognosticate that, but we have enough authority to drive forward. I'm looking forward to having an innovation exemption that we've been talking about now. We'll be able to get that out in a month or so is what I'm hoping. We were impeded a bit by the government shutdown. Obviously, we couldn't work on things during that time, but we're on track, and we will be able to forge forward with the crypto area and make sure that we are able to embrace this new area of innovation that for too long the United States basically has just pushed back against.
A huge day for crypto, and many would say we are still so early. Guys, if you look at the Google trends, the Google search volume on keywords related to crypto, we are nowhere near the volume or the peaks that we saw leading into the 2021 bull run. And the good news just keeps on continuing. $4 trillion JP Morgan just said live on CNBC that Bitcoin is a leading indicator of the entire US market. Bank of America has over 15,000 wealth advisors. None of them were allowed to recommend Bitcoin until today, and now they're recommending 1 to 4% allocation beginning January 5th, 2026. The inflows just today alone are staggering. Japan has slashed their crypto taxes to a flat 20% on gains, down from 55%. Many say always look to Japan. No doubt economic data is pointing towards the Japan carry trade and the possibilities of corrections or collapses that could come in the future. Even more the reason to be prepared, to be ahead of the trend. It's not financial advice, it's just common sense. But the money is starting to flow. The Federal Reserve just pumped $13.5 billion into the U.S. banking system through overnight repos. This is the second largest liquidity injection since COVID, surpassing even the peak of the dot-com bubble. And we don't buy the news and sell the rumors, and many people were saying yesterday this is the reason the markets were dumping, while the same people are saying today the reason the markets are pumping because the same names are listed who sold yesterday that are buying today. Wintermute, Binance, Whale Wallet, Coinbase, BitMEX, Bitfinex, all buying Bitcoin. Coordinated manipulation, maybe it is, maybe it's baked into the charts like I think it is personally, and we will jump into that. But one fact remains: when it comes to crypto, liquidity is the name of the game, And money flowing in is what's going to make a bull market or a bull run take off. Trump confirmed $520 billion in stimulus checks to U.S. citizens. This is the biggest liquidity injection since COVID. I'm not saying to run out and buy Bitcoin, strategy, XRP, or anything else right now. I'm saying do your own research, do your own due diligence. None of this is financial advice. Take the bull by the horns and get into Altcoin Pro University. This is the kind of information that you're going to get access to in Altcoin Pro University. Crypto news, altcoin picks, DeFi yield picks, where you see opportunities for 100% APY, 39% APY, 26% APY. While these results are not always typical, but you're not typical, it's not financial advice, but I encourage you guys to check out the link for Altcoin Pro University down below. This is where you're going to get an education that's going to lead you into developing these skills for day trading if that is something that is of interest to you. You haven't figured out a way to make money while you sleep, to make money in these markets, whether they're going up, down, or sideways. Altcoin Pro University is going to give you technical analysis essentials aside from all of the rest of the crypto education, building blocks of Web3, crypto foundations, crypto tax mastery, a huge one right there coming up for the end of the year right now. Again, the link is down below, but hang tight for a moment. Let's jump into the markets and get a quick refresh here on CoinMarketCap. Shows today the Fear and Greed Index is actually ticked down to a 16 from the 20 that it was at. We are seeing, however, that market cap has pumped up quite nicely to $3.12 trillion from that drop we saw all the way down to $2.89 trillion. The altcoin season index still in deep fear territory at a 21 out of 100, but the altcoin total market cap has pumped up to $1.28 trillion. Jumping over into the charts, first thing that we're going to look at is going to be Bitcoin. At the time of this recording, and again, these numbers are subject to change from the time you see this video, and these are my charts, not yours, so not financial advice. Do your own research, do your own due diligence. Bitcoin is sitting at $92,155, give or take. When we zoom in a little bit more on that, it tells a whole story that we've been talking about for days and even weeks when it comes to the information you've seen on the Bull Runners channel. And if you're in Altcoin Pro University, we've been talking about the drop since October 6th and all the way down through these little crashes or flash crashes. Bitcoin dropped all the way down to about $80,000 and bouncing off of there on the Bitcoin chart that I'm looking at. This is a Bitstamp chart that I'm using here. We have been on a run up ever since then, coming back down yesterday to test off some of that support down at the $83,000, $84,000 level. Today's really thin wicked candle showing that we are consolidating at this point. There is massive accumulation taking place in Bitcoin. Consolidation, a big indicator that big moves are to come. Again, we don't buy the news, sell the rumors, right? Trust the data. So where do we go from here? Should there be more downside movement, we absolutely could still see that $72,000 to $74,000 mark in play. That's right there on top of the 1100 moving average. We're still bullish on the wolf pack, so it doesn't mean that we will necessarily break down. We're obviously looking to cross over this 50 EMA, which would be an indicator that we've got a bullish divergence and that we are moving to the upside from there. So where is that going to happen? We need to get above $98,000 to $99,000 in this green bar here for those of you who are watching the video and flip it into support before we can confirm that we're going to move to the upside. After that, all bets are off. We've got other layers of resistance that we would be chopping through, but ultimately people are looking for your fib extensions and where we're going to head from here. When we look at a full fib extension, 1618 was the 101 that we saw. The 2618 is 155,000, and that's going off of last bull run's cycle. If we look at a fib off of the high that we made earlier this year to the low in the middle of the cycle, and we run from there, our 1618 puts us at $130,000. If you go a little bit higher at the 2618, you're going to see that 165,000, like some of the analysts, Tom Lee and even Jamie Dimon coming out and saying, 167 or $227,000, by certain periods of time in 2026. It doesn't mean that it's going to happen, but it does mean that it is in the realm of mathematical possibilities, just simply using the Fibonacci model for predicting our prices. Right now, we've got to get back above 99,000 before we can confirm that we're going to have bullish momentum on Bitcoin. And more importantly than that, we need to see things like Ethereum pump, or in this case, we're going to look at the others category, which is all other cryptocurrencies against Bitcoin with the exclusions of the top 10. This would be an indicator of retail involvement, retail resurgence in crypto, which we have not seen since the beginning of the downtrend in 2022. That's when retail left. Using the 1100 EMA ribbon right here, we are nowhere near getting back up above this downward trending resistance on all other cryptocurrencies. It's pretty indicated as well on Ethereum. There's some strength. We are bouncing off of that 1100 EMA ribbon, but we haven't even broken past for a new all-time high yet. I say it all the time. This is a retail measuring stick, in my opinion. ETH is where so many retail projects are built. Gaming projects, NFT projects, all of the dust bags that people are holding on to. Most of those are all on Ethereum. Once we see ETH pumping, we see retail coming back in. We look at our others category. We understand that retail is coming back in. That's where you're going to start to see more inflows into the other altcoins. And yes, XRP, despite the technology from Ripple and all the excitement and hype around it, it's still an altcoin, just like Solana. And while we are seeing some pumps in the altcoins, where money's going first is into Bitcoin. It's still going into the majors. Obviously, Sol, a little bit heavier in the retail sector than ETH in the last 3 years. So Solana is getting a little bit more of a pump than ETH has been today. But even the fact that in the last 24 hours, we're seeing a little bit more of an inflow in Sol and in ETH and in XRP, GigaChad, Doge, those are indicators that there is a little bit of a retail resurgence starting to flicker, just a little bit of a flicker in that candle. Moving forward, we're going to jump into XRP, and then I got a couple questions for you guys. Hold on a second here. So in XRP, we've still got an 1100 EMA ribbon down here. It puts us around that $1.51, $1.52 mark should we break to the downside. It's very much trending just like Bitcoin. The strength is there because the XRP army has been holding low supply on exchanges. There's just not a lot of XRP being sold. And there's also not a lot being scooped up. The inflows from the ETFs are helpful, but they're nothing like they've been on Bitcoin. Should we start to see the shift into the altcoin ETFs, that's where I would expect to see some heavier price action on XRP. And if that's the case, and it could be coupled with a retail pump scenario with, say, stimulus checks, obviously there have to be some news narrative institutions pushing it at that point. That's when we start to look at our price action predictors like the fib extensions on that and see where we go. It's not crazy, guys, right? But at the end of the day, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that we're going to see $589 XRP. I am looking at fib extensions are like $4.66. That's at the 2618, even a full extension putting us up over $7. The beauty of all of this is that once we enter price discovery, all bets are off, right? Fib extensions are great. They give us a little bit of an indicator of where things could go just based on the charts and based on the data. But again, under certain retail conditions, stimulus money conditions, market narratives being pumped by institutions in the media, all bets are off when we enter price discovery. And that is what you call a true bull run. I'm excited to see it happen. I just don't know when it's going to happen. And because we don't want to predict that, we want to find ways to make money in these markets, no matter whether they're moving up, down, or sideways. And if you haven't figured out a way to do that, or you haven't figured out a way to make money while you sleep, you're going to work until the day that you die, according to people like Warren Buffett. My question to you is, if you could do that with a lot less risk, would you be willing to do it, to diversify your portfolio and your investment strategies by getting into day trading? If that's of interest to you, check this out right here.
What if you could trade with $100,000 without ever risking any of your own capital? Well, I'm doing it right now, trading a 100K funded account with zero of my own money on the line. I just paid a one-time evaluation fee to take a trading test. That's it. Because everyone's been asking us, how do I get crypto loans? Or how do you leverage trade without risking any of your own capital? Well, that's exactly why we're leveraging Breakout, which is a crypto prop trading firm recently acquired by Kraken with over 10 million clients, 2.5 million funded accounts, and over $1.5 billion in revenue in 2024 alone. They will fund you up to $200,000 after passing one simple trading test. And you get to keep up to 90% of the profit, and you can withdraw in USDC 24/7 after passing the trading test through the link in the description of this video. Now, here's the problem that I've seen most people face. Let's say you're trading with $10,000 of your own money. That's your rent, that's your groceries, that's an emergency fund. And one bad trade or black swan event and poof, your account is completely blown. Rent's late, savings is wiped, and your family is stressed out. So you're not trading to win. Trading your own money is trading for survival, whereas trading with 100K of risk-free capital is freedom. In fact, if you only have $10,000, you should never be trading with all of that. Instead, if you took just 10%, which is $1,000, and you buy the 100K or the 200K breakout test, and you pass the test, well, you're going to be trading with six figures without depositing or risking any of your own money. This is what I'm doing right now. And if you fail the test, you only lose $1,000 instead of your $10,000 because you shouldn't even be trading with $10,000 of your own money in the first place if you can't pass a simple $1,000 trading test. And the best part is there's no limit on retries. So that $1,000 can give you 10 shots at a 100K account if you fail the first few. That's 10x better risk management. And that's how you prove you actually know what you're doing. And this is the smartest strategy that the best traders in the world use. That's OPM, other people's money. You pass the test, you trade Kraken's money, and you get to keep up to 90% of the profits. And you can withdraw USDC on demand 24/7. So I paid, I passed, and now I'm trading 100K, and it only cost me $1,000 rather than risking $100,000 of my own money. And now it's your turn. So do not buy the small test. You're here to scale your portfolio fast. So here's exactly what you need to do right now. I left a link in the description of this video, and when you click it and select the classic one-step 100K or 200K account test, you simply click start trading, and then you enter in the affiliate code 777 on your checkout to get the maximum discount on your 100K or 200K funded account. And make sure to check the add-on box for the 90% profit split. It's only $100 extra. It pays for itself in your first payout. And if you skip it, you're leaving 10% on the table forever. So it's well worth it. Then you simply pay for the test, you pass it, you have an unlimited time frame, and you get to keep up to 90% of the profits. And again, you can withdraw in USDC anytime that you want after you pass the test. That's it. Now, we do earn a small commission when you use our code 777, but it supports value-based videos like this, and it'll help you get the maximum discount on your 100K or 200K funded account test. So click the link in the description right now, take the test, and let's get you funded.
Guys, remember that code 777. Let's see where XRP and where Bitcoin and the rest of crypto is going to go. And I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.